I'm taking these and this to create a video series to take on the ultimate Pokemon challenge. To tie in with the release of the Crown Tundra DLC for Pokémon Sword and Shield and the recently released Pokemon card set The Champion's Path, I will be taking on my first Pokémon Nuzlocke, with a twist. I'll only be using Pokemon cards to determine which Pokemon I can actually get in the game. Introducing The Champion's Path to the Crown Tundra. Before I go and dive into how this series will work, I want to rewind a bit and go into why I'm doing this in the first place, and also why it's so important to me. Pokemon has always had a huge place in my heart, for as long as I can remember. My love for the series started all the way back, right at the beginning in 1998, and it all started by chance when my friend gave me the first gift, my very first Pokemon card. I've played and loved most of the main core games through the generations, and some of the spin-off games like Pokemon Go. I've also picked up collecting the trading card game again. With that being said, I decided to try and combine the two into a challenge for two main reasons. Firstly, I found that the latest installments in the video game series, Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield, are a little too easy. There's some great additions though, like Dynamaxing, but overall, I was personally missing some of the challenges found in previous games, like the Battle Tower. Secondly, I've noticed that the popularity of the cards is on the rise again, which I'm loving. People are doing tons of pack openings online. They're also investing into single cards, including some big name people like Gary Vaynerchuk. There was also that amazing vintage base box opening by Logan Paul, which really changed the game and sent prices skyrocketing.
Oh! We got a Charizard! We got our first Charizard of the day! Oh my god!
It is actually really awesome that people are jumping back into series like this. However, I tried to do this myself and it just didn't work for me. The idea of doing it just for investing, it just zapped the fun out of it for me. I love doing card openings just for the experience of opening the cards. I just feel at times certain cards don't get the love they deserve. I mean, it's nice to pull some of the rare cards, but I really appreciate some of the more common cards just for the artworks. Hence me coming up with this idea for the Pokémon TCG Nuzlocke. It'll give me a chance to retry the game with an increased difficulty level, and also do pack openings where even the common cards are important, possibly even more so than the rare cards. And before we begin, I just want to take the time to thank some of the amazing creators who have inspired me along the way, especially from YouTube. People like Leonhardt, who just brings joy in everything he does, or PokeRev, who has just been a fountain of information, especially about the trading card game and getting back into it. And also a final thanks to one of the newer creators on YouTube, Libby, because she just brings absolute enthusiasm to all the Pokemon stuff that she does. She's also been super supportive and actually encouraged me to create this content as well, so a big shout out to her. And there are so many other amazing Pokemon creators out there online. I just want to thank these few because they've inspired me to create this video. If you've never seen their content before, I highly suggest you go check them out, and I'll make sure I'll drop their links in the description below. Now that that's out of the way, let's go straight into rule number 1. Gotta nickname them all. This means each and every Pokemon that we caught needs to have a nickname. This is so you get more attached to them and build a bond with them through the journey. If I were to lose them from my team, it would just make them that much harder to replace. In fact, I'm going to try and give a nickname right now, seeing as I just ran into and caught him a chop. Oh hello there, Chad. What? You're a female? Did I stutter? If you don't get the joke here, it's actually a reference to Jaden Animation's video about her first Nuzlocke, which actually partly inspired this video. If you haven't seen her stuff before, or her Nuzlocke video, I highly recommend you check out her channel. I'll pop some links to her channel and the video in the description below.
Did I stutter?
So now moving on to one of the most important rules of the challenge. Do not let your Pokemon die. So this stays true to the original Nuzlocke rules. And by this, if we mean a Pokemon in your team faints, it's considered dead. It cannot be used for the rest of the playthrough. This is why the nicknames are so important for the Pokemon, so the losses we face are that much harder. It also means in the case of a blackout, it is game over. Now to go straight into rule number 3. Only one Pokemon can be caught per room. Like the original Nuzlocke, you can only catch one Pokemon per area that you visit. Usually you must catch the first Pokemon you encounter in the area. However, in the current generation, the inclusion of the overworld Pokemon makes the process far less random. So this is where we start to deviate from the normal Nuzlocke formula with the next rule. So this is the big one. The Pokemon party is decided from the Pokemon trading card game. By this I mean your party in the game will be decided from Pokemon found in the trading card game. Now I know this sounds a bit weird and you must be thinking, how on earth am I going to do this? Let me explain this by going over the process I will follow and the conditions I need to meet. At key points in the game, I will do various card openings. From each opening, I can choose up to 6 Pokemon to be used in the game from the cards that I have. I'm limited to only using these Pokemon through the playthrough. If my Pokemon faint, they are unusable for the rest of the playthrough. When I'm in a new area and I encounter a new Pokemon that I need from the party, if I were to knock it out, I can't catch it anymore. This also means I need to remove it from the trading card game party. When I do the next opening, the party will remain the same. However, the cards from the previous opening cannot be used anymore. Instead, if I want to make changes to the current team, then I can use cards from the new opening. I could just keep the team I currently have, replace a fallen Pokemon from the game, or completely replace a current party Pokemon. However, if I do decide to replace a current party Pokemon, it can no longer be used and is considered dead. The openings that I'll do will mostly revolve around the Pokémon Sword and Shield sets, especially the recent Champion's Path. So for example, when I get my starter, I will open up the Pokémon starter tins, or when I go to a gym, I will open the corresponding Champion's Path pin collection. The next question you might be thinking is, what about evolutions? Bringing us to our next rule. To fully evolve a Pokemon, you need the pre-evolutions in cards. This means we won't be using evolved Pokemon right off the bat. The wild area having some extremely strong Pokemon just roaming around would make finding fully evolved Pokemon too easy. So to raise the difficulty, I can only use a Pokemon's fully evolved form if I have collected the pre-evolutions in cards. And since only Pokemon from the current party are carried over to the next opening, if I do not have a pre-evolution current in my party, or do not pull the fully evolved set, then I can't use the fully evolved Pokemon. So over here, I can fully evolve the Grookey, the Sizzlipede, and the Machop. However, I can't use the Sharpedo, Charizard, or the Salazzle in my party because I don't have any of the pre-evolutions from the card openings. So all you Charizard fans out there better not hope I pull any of the Champion's Path Charizards right away, because if I don't have the pre-evolutions, it would make the card useless. So this rule about evolutions will also apply to VMAX cards. So for me to use the Dynamax or Gigantamax version of Pokemon in the game, I need to have the fully evolved standard card or V card with the VMAX card as well. So in this example, I can use the Lapras VMAX here. But again, the VMAX Charizard can't be used. This is because I don't have a fully evolved Charizard in my party. This limitation, combined with the restriction of only being allowed to catch one Pokemon per section, and only the monsters found in my version of the game, means that my choices need to be thought out well. I need to pick wisely so I don't pick Pokemon that only appear later in the game, or will risk a potential game over with a blackout. Now moving on. What if I pull a legendary Pokemon in the cards? Which brings us to rule number 5. No legendary Pokemon. I will not use any legendary Pokemon through the playthrough unless it's for a story event. Instead, I'll be using them for a different challenge. I'll be shiny hunting them in the new Dynamax adventures found in the new Crown Tundra DLC. This will allow us to break away from the story every now and then and have fun in a different way. And now coming on to the last rule. How will I use trainer cards? So rule number 7 is, a trainer card represents one item in the game. So every time we get a trainer card, we need to keep a count of how many we get. And every time we use an item in the game, we need to deduct it from the count. This also includes Pokeballs that we use, but not key items in the game. This will make the game slightly more difficult and make our choices even more important. And on a final note, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this intro video. I hope you can join along for the series and tag along for the adventure. And all I can say now is, let the Pokemon adventure begin.